This video is brought to you by Grainger Warranty, your #1 online source for factory-backed extended warranties in the country.
Tommy, are you ready for a classic old versus new drag race?
Heck yeah, dude, because it's Ridgeline Day, baby. We've got two Ridgelines, the old one and the brand new one, and we're gonna see which one's quicker. And then at the end of this video, we're gonna bring in a surprise competitor and see what's what.
Tommy, are you intimidated because I have a 3.5 liter V6 with VTEC?
You know, I would be, but I also have a 3.5 liter V6.
Also with VTEC, both of these are the J series of engines, but I have about 194,000 fewer miles than you do.
Yeah, my truck is well broken in, I would say.
Maybe that'll give you a little bit of a performance boost, but I'm sitting in a 2026 Honda Ridgeline. This is a TrailSport version of this truck. It's got a 3.5 liter V6, 280 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque, and a 9-speed automatic.
Well, I have 247 horsepower and a 5-speed automatic. But this is a base, kind of a more of a simple version of the first generation Ridgeline, and I think I have a chance.
You also have that soft topper, so you're looking sporty back there, Andre, for that aerodynamics.
All right, let's do this.
All right, sport mode engaged.
I'm in drive.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, good launch.
Okay, launch.
Oh, wow.
It's not looking so hot. We are at a mile above sea level. Wow, that difference is drastic.
So you can hear the VTEC. I think it's only on the exhaust side on these new Ridgelines, open at about 5,500 RPM. But really the 9-speed is what makes that huge difference over the old one.
I had no chance.
Ooh. I won that a little, Andre.
So Tommy, I almost had no chance. It seemed like my truck was a little bit leisurely, I would say. Quarter mile at a mile above sea level is 18.44 seconds. 0 to 60 at 11.77. Whoa.
Ooh, not great, Andre. I did.
Quarter mile in 16.15, 0 to 16, 8.34. So even though these are both the same displacement, they're both J-series engines, the new one, I think, with the transmission makes such a huge difference, because that old one I know is geared really long. And even though that thing is freshly serviced and very healthy, it can't get off the line very well with that 5-speed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so even though the engine might be the same displacement, the technology of the transmission and the engine itself have made a huge leap, I would say.
Yeah, dude, this thing is pretty fun. And you know, what's interesting about this is I don't think that V6 engines are the greatest sounding engines, but compared to this current crop of 4-cylinder turbos that sound like wheezy Cuisinarts, this thing actually sounds pretty cool.
Indeed. So that was a standing quarter mile. Do you want to do a roll race?
Heck yeah, dude. We gotta line them up. Maybe by some miracle, you know, that old Ridgeline will figure out where it needs to be with the transmission and downshift before the new one. But
yeah, at least from the standing start, this new one smoked it.
Yeah. No matter if you're buying brand new or a vehicle that's a couple years old, you should check out GraingerWarranty.com because it's a factory-backed extended warranty, which allows you to have that coverage for the long haul. Lots of years and lots of miles. Check them out because you can save some money, around $1,000 compared to other extended warranties. And you can be sure that your vehicle, your pickup truck, is fixed with OEM quality parts by certified technicians at dealerships or other certified facilities across the country.
I will say, Andre, I do love your column shift. This new one's got this little button panel, and yeah, it does clean up a lot of space in the center console, but you know what else does that? A column shift. And it just feels better.
I have like a mechanically feeling
column shifter, and it's just so satisfying. It feels like a big truck.
Oh, by the way, because people do love to comment about this on the new Ridgeline. Yes, driving around, it does start in second gear. But if you stick it in sport mode and go foot to the floor, it will revert to first gear on this new Ridgeline. So I promise you that was a first gear launch, and it does take off pretty hard. All right, so I'm going back into sport mode for the roll race. We'll do 30-mile-an-hour rolls. Does that sound good to you?
Indeed. Do you want to count us down?
Yeah, let's get going here. 130 in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, no.
There goes VTEC, just over 5,000 RPM.
I think VTEC kicked in, yo.
Oh, this thing is so comfortable and confident too at these high speeds. 90 miles an hour, feels like it's doing 60.
And it goes to about 5,500 RPM, but I don't have much.
You didn't have a chance there, good buddy.
So for like a millisecond, I was next to you, and then you kind of just walked me.
The new truck is just quicker. But let's do this, Andre. Let's park them up side by side. We'll compare them a little bit, and then I think we need to bring in the surprise contender.
Indeed, dude. Yeah, I can't wait to show you what I brought as a surprise.
Andre, I've got a hot take for you here.
What's that?
I think that this old Ridgeline is one of the best looking trucks of the modern era.
What?
I know, hot take.
Okay, that's pretty hot. I mean, the license plate is aerodynamic. Yes, I give you that. But there is something about this first gen Ridgeline, right? It's a little bit blocky in the front. It's got that flying buttress in the back, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not sure I love the flying buttress. What do you think?
Well, when this vehicle was engineered and manufactured, this panel, this quarter panel here, was the most expensive part ever installed on any vehicle. It cost them something like many hundreds of millions to develop the stamping here because it is so huge, but it's just very unique.
And of course we damaged it.
Yeah, of course we drove it into a garage here, but it's just a very unique look. I love how crisp the lines are. I like how they do something funky with the windows here. They don't just black out the B-pillar. They kind of make it look like a little bit of a fishbowl.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I think so. And with these kind of off-roady tires, I think it looks really good. And you know what else my wife commented on this truck? She said it's really comfortable inside.
Oh.
You know, it's easy to get in and out of.
Yep.
I mean, it's really still, after all these years, a very useful vehicle.
Now, if we come on around to the back here and compare it to the new one, Andre, what's the tow capacity on these trucks?
They're both 5,000 pounds, so they did not increase the tow rating at all, which is a bummer because I wish they would have. Also, they made the new truck a little bit longer by about 3.2 inches. So the new truck has a longer wheelbase. It has a longer bed. So, but they stayed with the same design for the tailgate, right?
Yep, and they kept the trunk. Do you want to show the tailgate trick?
Yes, so the trunk is still here, which is pretty enormous. Little baby spare.
Little tiny spare, and of course everyone says that, you know, if you've got stuff in the bed, you can't change your flat, which is true.
Sure, but I haven't had a flat in several years.
I haven't had one in 25 years. And then one thing which I think that, you know, Honda's fallen back a little bit with is when they launched the trunk and they launched this tailgate, it was really ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Back in like 05. But they didn't really evolve it much beyond that. I feel like they should have pushed the boundaries a little bit on the new one.
I know, and also TrailSport is supposed to be their top off-roady model, but it still has very low ground clearance.
Yeah.
I mean, it does have good tires, and we also have an off-road comparison between these two trucks, right?
That's right, over at TFL Off-Road, you can check that out. But I kind of think that, look, Ridgeline when it launched was such an innovative truck in the marketplace. I mean, when you go back to 20 years ago, it was Colorado, Dakota, Tacoma, Ranger, and they were all following the same formula. And then they launched the Ridgeline, they really changed the market.
Yeah.
And then with the new Ridgeline, they've evolved it, but it's fallen behind a little bit. It's not as innovative as it once was.
Yeah, and the front of the new Ridgeline looks a little bit too much like an SUV, right? And that's maybe my hot take.
Yeah.
Because it's no longer big and blocky. It's a little bit more sleek. I think they need to return to a big and blocky design and give it a little bit more capability for pulling a trailer. And then it's going to be really good.
I mean, what they need to do, they need to put these haunches on this truck.
Yes.
Then they need to give it the nose of the TrailSport.
Yes.
Passport.
Yes.
And then they need to give it an innovative hybrid system, and you've got something really cool.
Hallelujah.
We fixed it. Job done.
All right there, Thomas. You did a hot take, and you said that new turbo engines sound like something terrible. So I brought one, a high output GM 2.7 liter turbo.
I can't tell the difference between your truck and the traffic cone, Andre. It's the same color.
Just wait until you lose.
So what's the power specs on that GMC Canyon?
It has more horsepower by about 10%. It's got 310 horsepower, but you can only dream about the torque I have in here. 430 pound-feet.
But you're also rolling on
33-inch tall Goodyear Wrangler off-road tires. And let's be honest, that thing is built more for off-roading than for on-roading, and that's where this TrailSport shines. Sure, it may not look as cool, the tires may not be as big, but this Ridgeline is a king at comfort and stability and performance on the road. So I'm hoping I might still be able to beat you.
Wait a minute, Thomas. I just realized something. You are in all-wheel drive all the time, and I can be in two-wheel drive. I also have all-wheel drive, and potentially 4-low. So I'm trying to decide if I should switch it to all-wheel drive here.
Sounds like you need a truck from the 21st century that is fully automatic all the time, Andre.
No, I disagree. I want to have control over my mechanicals. I also have twin lockers.
I don't think we're going to need that on our airstrip today, Andre.
Come on, Honda. Do it for natural aspiration.
3, 2, 1.
Monster torque.
Oh, good launch. Come on, VTEC, come on.
Okay, it doesn't sound very pleasing.
Oh, I'm staying with them, especially in the upper RPMs.
Oh wow, this is close.
Come on, all right, now this is where the aerodynamic comes in, 70 miles an hour.
Come on, Turbo Max.
It is neck and neck. Oh, he's just pulling away. Come on, Honda.
Wow, this is close.
Oh, gosh. Woo. Well, listen, I know that you won, but you have something like 190 pound-feet more torque or something?
That was really close. Actually, I'm surprised. I did win. I have 15.89 seconds quarter mile and a 0 to 60 in 8.1. So actually, I think you have a better 0 to 60 than me.
Let's see what I did. I did 16.12 in the quarter and 0 to 60 in 8.27. So pretty much neck and neck. But like I was saying, you have 168 pound-feet more torque, and they were within half a second of each other.
Yeah, I don't think my lifted suspension and giant tires and more weight actually helped me.
Plus, I got VTEC, yo.
I guess it's settled. The turbo is still good.
I think we need to do a roll race with these two, because I have a feeling...
With my 9-speed, I might be able to beat you, and I might cheat a little.
Well, yeah, I do have an 8-speed, but I should have that torque.
I think it also doesn't help that this Canyon, with all its skid plating and rock sliders, weighs like, what, 500 or 600 pounds more than your truck?
Yeah, true that, Andre. That's definitely not advantageous for this kind of thing.
And if we were at sea level and not nearly 6,000 feet, I think I would have smoked you.
Oh, please don't say that.
All right, should we do this roll from 30? Now I'm going to use my paddle shifters because I have them. And I don't think Andre does, although he could manually shift, but I'm not going to tell him.
I'm ready.
So 30 miles an hour. I'm going to cheat on this one. Here we go.
Okay, 50 miles an hour, 20, and 30 in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, good downshift.
Come on, downshift.
This transmission responds quickly.
She still jumped a little bit faster than me.
Yeah, listen, I mean, is he catching up?
Ay, ay, ay.
Maybe a little.
No.
It's definitely closer.
Okay, I am a little closer. I'm reeling him in slowly, but it's not enough.
But I still won that one. And at 100 miles an hour, this thing feels dead solid.
Good results. So in the drag race,
Canyon beat me a little, but in the roll race, Honda is king.
So you're saying that when you're merging on that interstate on a on-ramp, the Honda Ridgeline is the truck to buy?
Yeah, it's hard to distinguish it from a NASCAR, actually. It's that fast. So Andre, we've proven if you want to go fast, buy a new Ridgeline.
Well, maybe today we came to that conclusion, but Tommy, may I remind you that you could buy a Hummer EV truck that goes 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds.
But will it last 195,000 miles and work flawlessly for $4,000?
That's unlikely, I would say.
Probably not. But guys, let us know what you think in the comments section below. A big thank you for everybody watching.
Yes, and check us out at oldtfl.com because we have all kinds of news and real-world reviews right there.
We'll see you guys next time.